All right. I want to welcome everybody here to our training. Oh, I got to hit OK. It says
Oh,
we're recording.
Edward's just getting on.
All righty. I'm going to get my screen share going here. And all right. So I can see Johanna, I can see Daryl, I can see Edward. I want to welcome everybody to our training here. I like to teach things that are very simple because it's what duplicates that makes you money here. The last thing I want you guys to ever think in this business is I have to be a good salesperson to make money. Most people that work in sales that get into a business like this fall flat on their face and stay broke because they don't understand what they're doing. They think they got to convince somebody to make the next move. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start out by asking a simple question. Somebody needs to make more money or they want to feel better. How much convincing will it take for you to show them that there's people doing that already? Doesn't take any convincing, doesn't take any selling whatsoever. So the first step that we look at, and a lot of companies teach this, is to build your list of people. What I'm going to teach you is 4 basic skills here, and I need you to forgive me for my dirty hands and dirty face. I own a lawn care company, and I just finished a big 4-acre project, and then I had to get on this Zoom in 5 minutes, so I didn't have time to get cleaned up before I give this teaching here tonight. But what I am going to share with you is the 4 skills that I share with you. They have over 30 years of experience of helping people make millions of dollars. And when I say millions, I mean millions. This is what Eddie taught me, that he taught other people. Eddie was able to help 30 people make over $100,000 a month in this business. So the skill sets that I'm going to share with you are very obvious to understand, but they're very simple. And why they're so simple is they're simple to do or they're simple to not do. So if we recognize who we're serving and we're confident that we can serve them, there's no need for us to be nervous about the information we're going to share with them. The last thing we need is to try to develop some kind of magical sales pitch that's guaranteed to sell each and every person that we talk to. We just need to identify from them, do they want to make more money or do they want to feel better, or is it both? And when they say yes, it's one of those things, we've got a magic word that's the only sales pitch we need to understand. I'm so glad you shared that information with me. It just so happens I'm working with a group of professionals who have mastered the solution to that problem. Now, in this video that we'll be able to send out, that's going to have this training on it, you can pause it and read this until you're blue in the face to memorize it, but it's the easiest thing to remember. So after you've said that, your most important question I got here in red letters, what's the best number I can text a video to that demonstrates those results? And see, what I'm saying is that demonstrates those results. In other words, I don't have to explain it. The video is going to explain it. The meeting is going to explain it. The Zoom is going to explain it. The event is going to explain it. We're going to master the art and knowing how to use our tools. When the tools do the job and the coach does third-party validation of what we have, the person doesn't need convinced that there's a solution to their problem and a person in their corner to help them. It builds confidence inside them so they're willing to take the move where most people aren't. So our first skills, we're building a list of people that we're going to serve. The most followed leader of all time, I'm not going to beat around the bush, is Jesus Christ. Whether you believe in Jesus Christ or not, it's totally irrelevant. He's the most followed human being in all of time. So what he says, if you want the most in life, you got to be willing to serve the most. You look at what our business does, we got over 70 products that are designed to help somebody feel better, improve the quality of life, and add value to life. All 3 of those are benefits. So if they don't want to make money, the odds are there is something that our business has that will benefit them. And by being a customer, they're saving money that they'd already be spending somewhere else on something that's not working. It's a transfer spending advantage, is what it's known as. So, again, it gives us confidence in what we're going to share with somebody else so we can lead to the next step. And there's only 4 steps. So once we got their information, we got them in our system with the Go Recruit app. We can send them a video through the Go Recruit app, or we can send them a recorded Zoom, whatever the tool is that's going to fit their need the most. We line them up with the tool and let the tool do the explaining. And the next thing, that's number 2, present what you have with the tool. So it's going to be a video event or Zoom or in person. The third step, the third skill set is to be able to follow up with a coach on a 3-way call. The purpose of that 3-way call is not to have the coach close the person so you can get paid. The whole idea of the 3-way call is Johanna can show Daryl and Edward that you've got Earl in your corner to help you get paid each and every week. And when they realize that there's more than just Johanna and Earl help, they realize there's a whole team of people there that can make a difference. So when you got more than one person that knows what they're going, knows where they're going, knows what they're doing, it creates an energy where the people are excited to be part of success and motion. So if you remember this, it psychologically fills the positions of why we do what we do. So we don't have to reinvent the wheel. We don't have to try to create something that hasn't already been created. We just got a simple set of steps that we follow through. The 4th is to attend events and training Zooms. That's it, the 4 skills. So the attend the events like this morning's training call with Eddie Freeman. Every Saturday morning, we hear from an earner in our industry that has made over $1 million a year with multiple companies. He's helped over 30 people make $100,000 a month. And every Saturday morning, he's going to be doing a training of what he's experiencing in the field as he's building his personal business. So we're learning firsthand. It's not theory, it's not hype, it's reality. So we're on those recorded calls or on those calls every Saturday morning if we can put that in our schedule. We also have the book club every Saturday morning where we can go through the book that we're going through as a team through Common Sense Mentoring. Right now, we're going through the book Born to Be Rich by Bob Proctor. We're learning how to have an entrepreneurial mindset versus an employee mindset. And when you can learn how to see the vision in front of you, why you do what you do, when life has its challenges during the time you're building your business, and anytime you're building a business, those challenges are going to come up. You're going to need that why you do what you do to drive you through the obstacle, or the obstacle is always going to stop you. So the best way to understand that thinking is different than what they teach us in school, grades 1 through 12. They teach you how to be a good slave, not how to be a good entrepreneur. So I want you to think about what I'm saying. If you have 10,000 meals at the wrong dinner table, you're going to have the wrong actions in your life. By showing up to the book club, you're going to learn how people think that build a business. All they've mastered are these 4 simple skills: how to build a list, how to present to that list, and how to follow up with help in the corner. And the events like Saturday morning book club, Saturday morning training call, these are events that we don't miss. The Zooms that Eddie puts for our team every Tuesday night, every Thursday night. If we set the habit ourselves of bringing a guest to that Zoom, that guest wants to make more money or they want to feel better. They see a solution to the problem. They see people getting results. You don't look like a salesman desperate to make money. You look like the person that has a solution to their problem. So when you show them the urgency behind, hey, I want to get on the phone with you to make sure you get on that Zoom. Make sure you're on there as soon as the Zoom starts. We can hang up. Great. that ensures that you got a guest on that Zoom. What's going to happen? They're going to see a solution to their problem, become a customer, a builder, or both. It's not rocket science. It's letting the event and the tool do the work for you, so you don't look like a boss cracking the whip telling them they better do this or they aren't going to get paid. That doesn't do nothing but make them mad. You want them to be excited about taking the next step. You want to show them you have no fear in taking the next step. And as you master the art of these 4 skill sets, your money will multiply. So what's different between common sense and other companies? There's 5 advantages that we have at Common Sense that none of your network marketing companies have that are out there. Okay. One is the global bonus pool. If somebody joins, I'm going to pick on, what's the name of that company? Malaluka, right? Somebody joins Malaluka and they bring in a person into their Malaluka business that brings $1 million of volume to the table for the company. If you're not in their organization above that $1 million producer that come in, you'll never see a penny off of that $1 million in monthly volume that comes in. Same thing if they're in an isogenics business. Same thing if they're in a My Daily Choice business. Okay, what is different with Common Sense? Our global bonus pool is put together from every sale that's made throughout the company, and every quarter there's a percentage of those bonus pools that are available to everybody that hits from the rank bronze or higher that's held it for 3 months. So what that means is if Connie Ross, who's not even upline from us or in our organization, she's a retired school teacher, over 75 years old, that's built this business to the level of 6 figures a month, following the system I'm sharing with you. So even though Connie Ross is not upline from me or upline from us, if she brings in somebody and they do $1 million a month in business, we get part of that money in our global bonus pools. We all benefit from it together. So this takes away the stigma of, I need to place this person under that person and that person in the right spot over here, or I'm not going to make money. No, we got a hybrid compensation plan that covers unilevel, binary, and matrix style of all. It's a hybrid of everything. So you don't have to worry about where you put your people. You have to worry about building 3 channels of business, A, B, and C. So when you bring in your first 3 distributors into the company, distributor 1 is A, distributor 2 is B, distributor 3 is C, and those are your 3 channels of business. Now, when you bring in your next 3 distributors, which would be distributor 4, 5, and 6, 4 is going under A, 5's going under B, and 6 is going under C. You're always building those 3 channels of business because the comp plan is hybrid. Your actions will work. By the time you get 7 months into this, or 7 weeks, depending on the pace that you go, if you brought in 3 people a week for 7 weeks, you just laid in a foundation 7 levels deep. And now, according to our compensation plan, you're getting paid 10% of that total volume in your whole group every single week. That's huge. Most companies stop at about level 3. So in 7 weeks of doing everything perfect, if you got 3 people a week at that $9.99 pack, 7 weeks in a row, you've got your foundation laid in 7 levels in 3 separate legs. Now you've got a foundation that's laid in. What if it took you a year to put in that foundation? Okay, it takes you a year. Your focus is on those 3 legs. 3 channels of business, you could call them 3 legs. Now, if you got family members that are coming in and they all want to be in the same organization, they all want to be in the same leg, that's perfectly fine. Bring the whole family into that one leg. And then when you're done enrolling people out of that particular family, when you bring in the next distributor, put them in B and then bring in the next distributor at C. So you're always building those three channels of business. As you do your job, as time progresses, the way the comp plan is set together as a hybrid, everything fits into place. Oh, my hands are filthy. I'm so sorry. But everything will lock into place. Everything will multiply your income and everything will be simple. And what you'll find is after 7 weeks to 7 months of building it right, you'll have enough residual income coming in off of what you do that you'll start hitting those trips. If you want to win that trip to Jamaica or win that trip to Alaska, you've got it. It's not that hard to do. You got people duplicating. So if you go for 2 years of doing the same thing, you just continue to build building in those three channels of business, and that business continues to grow. But we just want to look at the simple things. Now, where are we going to find the people? Ask yourself this question. Who doesn't want to be out of pain? Who doesn't want more energy? Who doesn't want more money? There's always somebody that we can serve somewhere. And if we're confident to build our list and we don't feel like we're trying to force somebody to make a purchase so we can get paid, we can let that excitement lead the way. And the fact that we know what to do next be our food. So we understand the global bonus pool is one very major advantage that we have here at Common Sense that the other companies don't have. We need to understand that Common Sense as a company has no unnecessary overhead. What do I mean by that? Most of your owners are usually bring in a whole group of investors. They need to impress the investors. So they invest into a beachfront property, usually in Florida Keys or someplace where it looks real cool. The overhead on that building to look important is 50 grand a month. The people you put in that building need a salary of 100 grand a year. You got 3 or 4 of those with 3 sets of letters behind each one of them. But what's that mean to your distribution force? A whole lot of money going out in overhead and no money going into the distribution force. Here at Common Sense, we don't have one of those fancy buildings. We don't have a bunch of titled people that we have to impress people with. Instead, we started out with over $2 million worth of product paid for before the first product was ever shipped to a customer. What's it allowed us? It's allowed us 5 years completely debt-free with over 20% growth every single work quarter. This gives us something that we can be excited about. It gives us an edge over the other companies. The other companies got to answer to their investors. Half of their comp plan is tied up into what they're doing to draw people in. And most of them have comp plans that are packed full of gimmicks and gotchas. If you can't get 3 people to stand on their head and recite the alphabet backwards, you don't get paid. We don't have none of that unnecessary overhead. We don't have all those gimmicks. We just have a money back guarantee on the products. If they're not happy for any reason, send the container back empty and get 100% of their money back. No questions asked. Pretty simple. There's no risk to do a business like that. So the third one, that's a third advantage I kind of tapped on already. Debt-free, 5 years. That is huge. 98% of startup companies today don't even make it 6 months in business. We got a 5-year debt-free track record that's global. The other most important part to understand that separates us from the past, all the other companies want you on auto ship. The auto ship's the most important part. That's what your residual income is. So if you look at the results, according to the Direct Sales Association, over 90% fail to have a single product on auto ship order that lasts 3 months. 90% of the companies can't even pull it off. In less than 3 months' time, the auto ship's orders are off. When you look at our 5-year record as a company, the auto ship record for the last 5 years on average is 3 to 5 products per month. That is huge when it's your income that you're talking about. You want the odds in your favor, not against you. We bring the affordability factor to the table. Most of your other companies have single products between $150 and $300 per product. All 70 of our products, 70 plus of our products, are less than $100 a month. When you bring affordability to the table, you can build results that make a difference. That's what we have with Common Sense. The fifth advantage that I want to share is we can bring additional income to just about any existing business without interfering with their process, whether it be an insurance business, a real estate business, a mom and pop store, a restaurant, a car wash, a coffee shop, a gym. Any of these businesses have people walking in the front door. Any of these businesses can hang a sign in that business that says, earn extra income on a weekly basis. Text best number that we can contact you with. And off of that sign, the walk-in traffic can text your phone if you're the owner of that existing business. And what are you going to do? Take them to the tool, the next presentation, or schedule the next Zoom with them. Walk them through the process we just discovered. That walk-in traffic becomes additional income. They're already walking through the doors of those businesses. They make a complaint. I wish I had more money so I could buy more stuff. Really, if I could show you a way that we can add an extra $500 to $5,000 a month to your income on part-time basis, would you like some information on it? Yes, I would. Great. I don't do all the explaining. Got an app that's got the video in it. I think you'll love what it says because it fits exactly what you're describing. What's the best number I could text that information to? They take that information down, put it in their phone, and that's all the extra they got to do to their existing business to build a whole nother stream of revenue through Common Sense on top of what they're doing. Real estate agents are going to talk to people every single week that want to buy a house. Today's not the day they want to buy the house, but they want to buy the house. They're building a list of them names of people. Guess what? Those people want to feel better. Those people want to make more money. And those people, some of them want both. So we always got a way to serve. We're always building a list, and we're always looking at where to present to that list. Is everybody ready to sign up on the first exposure? Absolutely not. Sometimes it takes seeing the information an average of 5 to 12 times before they're ready to make a decision. And if we recognize that, we know that we got over 70 different products. That means there's over 70 different videos in our phone app. If they don't like the information we give them today, what they need tomorrow is another piece of information. Oh, I'm so glad you enjoyed the stuff I showed you on the last video. What comes to mind is another piece of information you'll enjoy even more. Let me show you what that video is, and you send that to them. And if you have to drip on them for a couple of weeks, 3, 4, 5, 6 weeks, sometimes that happens just like with the homeowner, right? They're talking to that real estate person. They're not going to buy the house today, but they're one day going to buy the house. Same thing. They're one day going to do something different in life to have better results. And if you're dripping on them, they're seeing the information more than one time. By the time you drip on them 5 to 7 times, this magical sign-up period starts to take place. And because you're not afraid of being a pesky salesperson, you know you got the results that they're looking for, that confidence inside you will work out. So hopefully what I'm sharing's made a lot of sense. I try to keep this training short, sweet, and hard to beat for a reason. If you look at how simple these 4 simple skills are, We're going to build a list of people that we want to serve. We're going to present what we have with the tool, which is using the Zoom or the recording of the Zoom or a live event. We're going to follow up on a three-way call using Johanna, myself, or Eddie, or what's her name? Jan Wims. We've always got somebody in our corner that's going to help. So when they see that your agenda isn't just to make them money make money from them seeing a presentation, your agenda is to help them solve their problem as quickly as possible and show them there's more than one person to help them to do that. Pretty soon they're drawn to the solution. They're not worried about spending the money. Spending the money is just part of business. And I mean, wow, you wouldn't want to know what my lawn care expenses were. I blew up 2 lawnmowers in 1 week last week. That's expensive business. And the lawnmowers used to be $200-300. Now they're $600 a piece. I don't even have to spend $300 a month to run my common sense business that pays me more than $2,000 a month on part-time efforts. So I'm kind of excited and blessed about that. I understand it's going to cost money to build this business. That money is my monthly auto ship. The beauty is I use 3 products a month myself. Those 3 products come up to $160. Here's the advantage that I was talking about earlier. Customer advantage, transfer spending advantage. The pills the doctors wanted me to take to lower my blood pressure and cholesterol from stroke level were a statin pill. They were almost $400 a month and they were damaging my liver. I quit taking the pills and I took our total wellness pack, and in less than 60 days, all my numbers are normal. Not only did my numbers hit normal in less than 60 days, but instead of spending $400 to get those results, I spent $160 a month. So I saved over $100 a month by using my own products, by being a customer of my own business. Recognize that common sense, all they do is they build the products, they stand by the products, and they provide us information that we can share with other people about the products. And if we use these 4 skill sets and master them, we're going to make a lot of money. The more we practice these 4 skill sets, the more money that we're going to make. So where are we going to find the people that we're going to market to? If I'm in a metropolitan area, I know that if I go to a car wash, there's one thing I'm learning. They invested into an automobile. They care about what they invest in. They're taking care of what they invest in. So what does that mean? I can start with a compliment and go, gosh, that's a really neat car that you got there. You're at a car wash. You're watching them wash a car that's 5 years or newer. What's that tell you? They've got a credit card or they wouldn't even be able to afford that automobile. You're complimenting them on that automobile, knowing they're probably making payments on it. Hey, a friend of mine just paid off his car just like yours with the part-time home business that we're working. What'd you do to pay yours off? They're going to tell you, oh, mine's not paid off. I got a job. Well, how do you like it? I hate it. If I could show you how people are paying cars like yours off in 2 to 5 years on part-time efforts, would you like to see that kind of information? Well, yeah, great. What's the best number I could text that video with? Now I've just gathered a contact at a car wash I didn't even know, added them to my business with complete confidence because I'm not trying to convince them to do something they don't want to do. I'm trying to show them a solution to a problem where people just like them have gotten that problem solved. I'm never afraid to tell them this is an entrepreneurial adventure. It costs money to run a business. It takes time, effort, and commitment. But isn't it exciting to know that you're in the right place to make the right commitments that are going to produce the results you need? It's a blessing to be able to show you multiple people succeeding far more than just myself. When would you like to see that information? Would tonight be better or tomorrow be better? So as you're learning how to utilize your tools and have confidence in your process, you learn how to build the list, present the information to the people on the list, introduce them to the coach, and watch your income grow. Hopefully, everything I've said here tonight has been very helpful to you. Another place to find people, Starbucks, Dunkin' Donuts. These are places you see people going that have extra money. If they're spending $6 a day on a coffee, recognize that in 30 days' time, that's $180 a month. How much is an auto ship of 3 products a month? 160, $20 less than what they're spending now. And we can give them a coffee that's twice as healthy, that tastes delicious. You see what I'm saying? So every way, any way you look at it, it's going to cost money to build a business, regardless of what you do. What we have at Common Sense is affordability in our favor. So it's kind of nice. We can be confident about it. We can share. People are getting solutions. People don't mind spending money on things that save them money, add quality and value to life. And more importantly, when you got a process where you can go to a meeting every week by Zoom, you don't have to put money in your car gas tank to drive somebody to that meeting. You get on the phone with them and go, hey, I want to make sure you're on that Zoom. I want you to see how this school teacher that was retired, didn't even know how to use a computer, turned her part-time career into $100,000. Now, if you're a school teacher, that'd be pretty cool for you to see, isn't it? What if you want to show somebody that's a retired truck driver? What if you want to show somebody that's a heavy equipment operator? We got all those kind of success stories on our weekly Zooms almost each and every week. What if they want to see a lawn care company operator that figured out how to make a full-time income on part-time efforts? That's me, by the way. They come see us on the Zoom. I can put together a private Zoom to me, you, and just your prospect almost at any given time. So I'm here to serve you. That's what we're here to do. Hopefully the things that I'm sharing with you are letting you realize the simplicity, because if you can't duplicate the habits, you can't duplicate the income. Trying to figure out how to be a perfect salesman will cut your throat so bad in this business, it's not even funny. But set an appointment so someone can see a solution to a problem that they're facing, they love that. What if I could show you a way to put an extra $300 a week in your pocket? Well, what do you mean? What if you brought an extra $250 a week in your pocket and you failed more than you succeeded on part-time efforts? What do you mean? Well, the company I work with does 2 Zooms a week, every Tuesday and every Thursday. What if you brought 3 people to each Zoom and only 1 out of those 6 people decided to go all in and get started with our $9.99 pack? And that pack provides them with $1,600 worth of products, so they get more value for their money than what they actually spend. And they realize they can bring in 3 people at that same pack in their first 30 days to make $500 more than they spent on that pack to get started. So they break even in their first 30 days as a business owner and show over a few $100 profit. That's powerful. You can do that on 1 Zoom, and you could fail 5 out of 6 times and still make that $250. What if you got all 6 of them, 3 of them on each Zoom, and all 6 of them got started at $250 times 6? You just made over $1,000 that week easily on part-time efforts. Will it happen every week? Of course not. Most people don't have the discipline to do it. But when you recognize the simplicity of these 4 skill sets and you have nothing but confidence, you can walk through and put that in. Now, you can't see it behind me really clearly, but here's week 1. 1, 2, 3, right? In a perfect world. Here's week 2. 1, 2, 3. Here's week 3. So you have 1, 2, 3, and we've helped these 3 people get their first 3. In week number 2, we go get 3 more. In week number 3, we go get 3 more. And if we do that perfectly, failing 4 out of 5 times, if I'm showing the plan and doing a 3-way call after the plan, that's 1 hour a day of my efforts. And then I'm doing the 3-way call. That's about a half an hour. The Zoom is about a half an hour. So that's 1 hour a day part-time. If I do it 5 days a week and I fail 4 out of 5 times, but I got 1 at that $9.99 pack, that's $250 times 3. That's $750. Now, what if I did that in a month instead of a week? Okay. On a slow basis, I do that in a month. That's $750. In month 2, what's going to happen? The same thing. Only those 3 are each going to get 1. So they each got 3, or each one of those 3 did their part. You get $50 off each one of those. So when you add those up, you got your $750 plus the $50. Now you made $450 plus $750. That's $1,200 you made. And what did you do differently? Not a darn thing. You stuck to your commitment of 1 hour a day, 5 days a week. Someone's on a presentation on a 3-way call with the coach. Anybody can duplicate that. At the end of 3 weeks, if it went perfect, you made excuse me, that's $1,650. So when you add up week 1, week 2, and week 3, at the end of 3 weeks of part-time efforts, the potential there in fast start bonus alone is $3,600 on an investment that you spent to get started at $900, $999. That's pretty outstanding potential. And all it is a matter of being consistent daily. What if you fail 4 out of 5 times a week in week 1? Okay. You do. In week 1, you only get 1. In week 2, you fail 4 out of 5 times and you get 1. So you got 2 in week 3. So if it takes you 3 weeks to hit that $750, you still did it in your first month. Now you're going to go through and do it again. At the end of the second month, you hit that. As you can see, it's always going to escalate up, but always you're building 1 channel, 2 channel, 3 channels of business. The more that, if you look at the pace that you set with your own habits, that's going to be the pace of your team. So am I getting somebody in front of the information today? And the best thing I know how to share with people when you're talking about making $10,000 to $20,000 a month is your daily method of operation always sets your pace. With me, you won't hear what you want to hear, but you'll hear what the truth is. Eddie Freeman teaches 2 people a day, 7 days a week. I teach a daily method. I like a day off. I like my weekends off, right? So I work 5 days a week and I take my weekends off. So instead of 2 a day, I do 3 a day. And at the end of the week, it's still the same numbers as if I did 2 a day for 7 days. So at the end of the day, I'm looking at a daily routine. 1, did I pray today and ask God for his blessings? 2, did I plant 3 seeds today? Which means, did I add 3 people to my list? Get their name, phone number, and email. 3, did I follow up with 3 seeds that I planted from yesterday and get them in front of a presentation and on a 3-way call with my upline? Number 4, did I increase my value today by spending time in the book to learn? And number 4, did I share the value I learned with somebody else on my team throughout the day? And those are the 5 things I do on a daily basis. Number 1, I pray. Number 2, I plant 3 seeds. Number 3, I follow up with 3. Number 4, I increase my value, my personal development time in my Common Sense Mentoring app. And of course, number 5, do I know how to share the value with my team, which is what I'm doing right now, sharing some value and some ways to make some money. So hopefully what I'm sharing with you has helped. I've given you some examples. This is all being recorded, by the way. So you can listen to this recording. I will have it to Johanna before the night's over tonight. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop the recording and then open this up for questions. Well, I thought we were already there. Maybe it's recording on Johanna's end. Okay, I don't know how to stop the recording. Johanna, you have to stop it, I guess.
Well, I can pause it.
All right, well, we're done. It's supposed to be recording on my side, but I think
Yeah.
it's all on your end.
Yeah, it's all recording.
Okay. So go
Yeah,
ahead and stop the recording so I can answer any questions.